get let's see grandma part on that
I think I
video?
did. I think so. You go back and watch it later and tell me, but I think it, yeah. Okay, at least part of it here. I don't know if I got all.
It was probably eat grandma.
Probably eat grandma. He's like, what the? Okay, so,
Eat colon grandma.
right, we just covered these two, right? And yes, I know I could have left them up, but they pretty much took up the whole board and I need more space. So, this is one independent clause, no dependent. We just said that, okay? I know I'm repeating, but it's important because we're gonna talk about stuff that links with these. One independent clause, no dependent clauses. Okay? Then our compound, we just said, is two or more, but generally, it's two independent clauses, still no dependent clauses. Now, here's where we're going to mix it up and have some fun. Okay, we've got two more types. We've got what Kate was just asking about a few minutes ago, which is a complex sentence, okay? A complex sentence is only one independent clause along with at least, and it could have more and often does, but at least one dependent clause. Okay? Here's an example, and one that, I'll give you a couple of examples, but this first one would be more easily missed. The second one, not as much. First example. This is a complex sentence. It's not long, but it's long enough. It's got what it needs. Okay, let me show you. This is, it's divided up here, which makes it harder to identify. Fact is your subject, was is your linking verb, obvious is your predicate adjective. The fact was obvious. You could say that and be done. We got another subject verb set though. Not is never a verb, right? He had studied, and if you flip it, this becomes your direct object, but if I say this by itself, out loud, that he had not studied. And, right? What am I talking about? This is your dependent clause. Smack dab in the middle, no commas to warn you. It's there. It's an adjectival. It functions as an adjective describing fact. And we'll talk specifically about adjectival clauses tomorrow. Okay, dependent clauses. This is a complex sentence. Now, oh, I didn't mean to, yuck. Okay, there we go. That's your complex, okay? Now, let's talk about the fourth and final one. And this one is usually, started out wrong. This one is usually longer, okay? In fact, by nature of what it has in it, it kind of has to be a little bit longer. Compound complex. So, what makes a sentence compound? We just went over that in the last section. For it to be compound, you have to have two independent clauses. At least, but we're just going to put, because usually if you try to do more than two, it gets long and stringy and not good, okay? Two independent clauses. And at least one dependent clause. Okay? Now, here's one with that I was going to do another one up here, but I'm going to make the complex part down here, and it's going to be much more obvious than this one. Let me show you. And for all those of you out there that are thinking, well, you can't really study for a math test. Oh yeah, you can. You study for a math test much the same way you do for a grammar test. You practice the problems. Or practice the sentences in the case of grammar. Okay, because I've heard that at my house before. Can't really study for math. Really? Okay, I better see you today tomorrow. Right? I mean, if you study your butt off and you get a C, that's the best you can do, it's okay in my house. If you don't study at all, because you don't need to, and you get a B, it's an issue, right? Okay, yeah, buddy. I mean, don't tell me you don't need to study and then pull up and not get an A. Yeah, I'm hard on my kids, but that's okay. Compound complex. Here's your dependent clause. This makes it dependent, right? Subject, he failed his algebra test, complete idea. Subject verb, comma so. We got another sentence coming. His parents grounded him. Another independent clause, right? Compound complex. Woohoo! Bye, Dylan. I know the bell's about to ring, but we're going to do a couple of these together.